What were you saying about this place?
It has a very cinematic quality, even in its ugly ways.
Yeah.
The aesthetic and the sort of energy, the light, the quality of the light is so cinematic.
It feels like right now. It feels like it could be an early Terrence Malick film. The wide open spaces, the dramatic sky, like that over there is just so beautiful.
Like the berm is so cinematic. It's
Yeah.
a cinematic concept. Like you're on this beautiful vista, but you cannot see it. It's like a good writer would write that about a place,
Yeah.
a fictional place. But that's like being in Bombay Beach feels like being inside of a movie. A sort
It's
of
true.
like slacker / Gummo / Florida project aesthetic.
It's true.
I think it's like I don't know if this is like a offensive thing. You would have to cut this, maybe.
No.
But no, now you can't post, especially if I've disclaimed it.
No.
Whatever. But like being here, it feels like also being in a LARP because of the way that people have decided to be here. Like we're all like, we're back. It's that time of year again, you know? And we're this really odd collection of humans, in addition to people that live here year-round. But we come for like this camp-like, semester-like period of time. And we've all made this decision, not formally in any way, but informally.
I made it formally.
But
I
like,
winter in Bombay formally.
I mean, like, it's not like, I don't know, it's very loosey-goosey in a way.
Yeah.
Like, but these people come back every year, and we are part of those people, and we sort of like hang out in this weird way and engage with each other in this weird way. And that feels like being inside of a LARP.
Yeah, it's like I was trying to go to grad school at Oxford, and then now Mark has said that he can get me a visiting scholar status, and I told that to Patrick, and he said that's the absolute best thing you could ever dream of, because you can have all the benefits of being there without any of the responsibilities.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're all visiting scholars here.
That's interesting.
In that we can just be in the purest way. And for me, that dynamic is what makes me most creative and most productive, ironically. It's I don't know, it's just like it's an incredible space to be in, both physically and mentally here.
I think the deep cut way to attract people to the longer engagement is like the formalization of what it's like to be a visiting scholar in Bombay. Because I don't think people quite understand how interesting it is. They're like, oh, it's weird. But it's like, the set of relations is so strange and unique. I don't know. It's really interesting.
This is what I think. I haven't seen a bigger one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the world's largest tesseract. 20 feet by 20 feet on the outside cube. That's the sub club, which is going to have a new iteration. Stop the car!
Hello, everybody.
I'm doing a little documentary. Can you turn off your truck for 1 second? Because I'm just doing like I've been doing these little 2-minute videos every day, but today I'm doing longer ones.
All right.
And I've just been asking people why they're here, what their dreams are for 2024 in Bombay Beach. How long have you been coming here? Why are you here?
Okay. Oh, you're going?
Yeah.
I've been coming here since the first Biennale, year 0. And I subsequently fell in love with this place right away. It was pretty quick. And then about 2 years later, maybe a year later, I bought a house. And I hope it stays much the same. I hope people stop dying here. But, you know, as you see, people come out for the sunset. It's really nice. And everybody pitches in to the good time. It's just, the backdrop is nuts. The people are nuts.
What you say about dying, I mean, it seems inevitable because there's a lot of old people here. There's a lot of sick people, like mentally and physically sick. I feel like we're closer to death here than I've ever been in my life anywhere else. What do you think that's about?
You know, I think a lot of it is the final destination, the last stop. This is where people come to be weird and not be judged, which is a lot of the desert, I think. And there's a mix of old people and unhealthy people here. And I don't know, the mentally unstable people find their way here. And I find charm in them every day, you know, and they're part of this little community of rogues and mad people, and we love them. The mad people are part of the fun down here. And everybody's cooking a dinner, so you can always find something to eat down here. And the locals who have no money bring me fruit and stuff. And it's beautiful.
Yeah. And now how long will you be spending here? Do you have a seasonal thing where you commit to being here for a certain amount of time, or?
I am dependent on my job. So in between jobs, I come out here. I like to get here twice a month. And, you know, you start getting to a reality in your mind when you have to go back to a job. And
What's your job?
I'm a driver in commercial film shoots, and had a bunch of time off recently. I had 2 6-day, 1 8-day stint out here, and I went home and I woke up expecting to see my Bombay Beach surroundings, and I was in my house in LA, and why did I do that? So, I don't know. It's strange. It's unexplainable what happens here, but what happens here is magic most of the time.
Yeah. And so when do you have to leave again today? I mean, on this trip.
Tomorrow.
And when will you be back again?
I have a few jobs coming up, so I might try to, I don't know, it might be 2 weeks.
Oh, we'll miss you.
It might be 2 weeks.
Thanks, Chops.
Love you all.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Yeah.
What's that? You love the what?
Metro.
The metro, yes. It looks particularly beautiful right now.
This is my favorite block.
Well, I'm glad because this is these are my spots here.
We're fine feeling too.
Well, that's
Everything's an aesthetic conversation with the other things.
that makes me very happy to hear.
I also think ghosts do live here.
Ghosts do live
It's
here.
not a ghost town, but ghosts live here.
Yes, and that's what RJ's was probably doing with his ghost project, pointing to that fact and making fun of it in his YouTube videos. It's a ghost town. Nobody lives here
No,
except all the people who live here. Ghosts live here.
Ghosts live here.
Exactly.
Like they literally live here. It's undeniable.
Well, like I said, I've never been next to so much death.
Yeah.
And it's a really tricky thing to navigate because you don't get to sweep it under the rug the way you do in the rest of American society specifically. In this way, it feels like Bombay, India, where they are in constant conversation with death. I think we need to like develop more rituals around it. Like already Stefan has done great stuff, great like memorial, like, you know, parades for people that we lose. I wonder if there's other things we could do. Mark Mack has talked about doing a cemetery.
I want to do a cemetery. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
I
a
really
cemetery
wanna
would
do
be
a
great. And
cemetery.
it doesn't even have to be the actual bodies.
No, of course not.
You know, like we don't have to get the permits for a real cemetery. Although it would be great if people could be buried here if they wanted to be, but that's probably more complicated with the regulations and everything. But even if we could have just tombstones for people,
I love it.
right? I think that's a really important thing. We should pick a location for it.
We need the pyramids, maybe.
The pyramids are a memorial for the most difficult loss for me was Shig, because we were really good friends and he really shouldn't have died. He shot himself there where the broken heart is. But it's always difficult. Ernie, who was like such a pillar of this community, just died a few weeks ago. But he was well in his 80s. So every death is hard, but when someone has lived a full life, I feel like feels less unnatural. But again, sometimes here you have natural and sometimes you have unnatural. Natural getting very old. There was a guy who was over 102.
Yeah.
And unnatural is blowing one's brains out. That has happened a few times here. Have you seen La Strada, the Fellini film?
No.
Oh, we should watch that. This is one of Stefan's projects called the Bombay Beach Estates. These are all... He put up this fence as if this was a gold gated community and found dead trees around town and planted them here. And different artists have interacted with these inside spaces. All right.